Hello guys, welcome to another Napoleon Total War multiplayer battles. I'm here with the 2v2 with Imperious Rex, as we are on the pyramids, and there's our enemies on the right side. Have to go up against. You have basically exhaustion is a problem the whole entire time in the battle. But let's see here. I do not know if we're using the same. No, we're not using the same army. Okay, we'll go over his army first. So it looks to me that he has 3 Lancers and 2 Chasseurs et Cheval, 2 Swiss Foot, which just moved, the 18th, an Old Guard, and 3 Young Guard, 2 National Guard, and then 5 Volts. And then my army being same as always, Chasseurs et Cheval, 2 of them, 2 Lancers. Actually, this is a completely different army build, never mind. Let's see here. Let's go over it. So it looks like I have 2 Polish Legion, a Swiss Foot, Fusilier, 18th, Old Guard, 2 more Polish Legion, 2 National Guard, 2 Chasseurs et Cheval, 2 Lancers, and looks like 5 Volts. Actually, no, there's a Chasseurs right there. But I think that's the other army build that Imperius gave me before the battle. As the Ottoman player over here, looks like he has 8 Sedit infantry and 2 Delhi horsemen, 1 mounted Nizam, and 2 Selatar guard, and then a general's bodyguard. And then for our French opponent, looks like he has, I can only assume 5 volts because that's always the rule of 5 lights. Looks like some Swiss foot, 4 of them. And then he has really elite guards back here, the Old Guard, bringing up the rear, general staff. And it looks like mostly, yeah, all Chasseurs et Cheval. So this battle isn't, I mean, this is going to become me helping Imperius' flank, because he's going to be pushing up. Don't see me use Swiss Foot and Polish Legion very often in these multiplayer battles. It's like the only time I've used the other army besides that one time I used a Prussian build. Well, at least for a while. Besides my first few battles, all had different army builds. Still a basic cav setup of what I've used in the past. But it's going to be a bit of a long setup here, as we're not really going to be running. Of course, as I say that, we're running either way. I think these are, yeah, I think these are Imperius' units right here. Yeah, the cutoff's right here for my units and his. Let's see, are we using the, I don't think we're using the same army. No, we're not using the same army. He has more cav. But at this point, I'm trying to protect this hill, which isn't really going to be a problem. But you'll see what happens in a little bit before we start attacking, which isn't going to be for a decent old chunk of time. You can see I'm sending in my reinforcement units on the flank. I also have another reserve unit over here, the Brave, heading over. And then a Fusilier. Mostly all my Polish, 2 of my Polish Legion. The Old Guard is even going over there. The Swiss Foot. There's not really going to be too much happening yet in this battle. As you can see, the French player enemy French player has already moved 3 of his 6 cav units onto the flank here, which Imperius is going to have to watch. You see he's already moving 2 of his chasseurs over to prepare for that. You see all of France's volts are currently hidden. I'm assuming ours is too. Yeah, they're all hidden too. But as you can see, there's no action going on. Hello, National Guard. How are you doing? You see I'm lining up my 4 regiments, 4 units up right here for reinforcement later. But the Ottoman obviously has the superior position. This is another battle that we almost end up losing due to my stupidity at some point. But as you can see, Imperius is charging with his chasseurs into France's chasseurs. And that's pretty much what starts setting off the battles, this cav charge right here. Probably a good thing, though, to get rid of these cav units. Of course, you can see Imperius' lancers making their way through, which is going to be pretty much the death blow to these chasseurs à cheval, to the lancers. Does do a little bit of damage, does lose 1 unit, but I think they're going to come back from routing. They're only down 26 men. But then there's another decent pause period between attacks. Actually, that cav unit did just completely leave the battlefield. Cowards. Where are they? They're right there. See now, Imperius is making some slight movements up. Now he's making even more movements, and now I'm going to start moving some of my light infantry over to support. This is about the time the light infantry battle is about to start. Imperius is making a push on the French right flank. And first volley, very deadly one. Then you hear the cav coming in and a scream. It's going to be a deadly blow to the voltigears that are sitting here. They do kill a few before they get to the line, but oh, that one went flying. It's a musician. See, I'm just trying to get more of my units in. But the Ottoman's going to be able to reinforce the French guy later in this battle, and that's going to almost be what causes us to lose. Oh my goodness, keep on launching these voltigears all over the place. So far, there's nothing going on. The Ottoman's not really showing any aggression against my flank. Imperius has now moved up his front line. First volley in, immediately routs that voltigear. He's about to start getting outflanked by the Swiss foot over here. But actually, my Ottoman enemy has already sent over 1 cav unit to reinforce the French player. As here comes a massive cav charge. Actually, no, it's just them firing off their volley. And then a massive cav charge. Yeah, Imperius is going to be able to get all these guys in the square, fortunately. So that just saves his front line from getting obliterated. But those guys made it through with no problem, but they're going to get hit by these Polish legions sat back here by me. See, now pushing up my lights over here on this flank when I push them back again. So I don't want to start getting killed off. I will say I did make numerous mistakes in this battle, but we still ended up with a victory either way. Imperius doesn't get his men to stop. So now it's just Swiss foot against Swiss foot. Imperius is getting his men out of square. There's a consistent cav charge, but I think the French always say some set of cav, but he's got tons of it left. Now I'm pushing up my line infantry because I see that I am needed a little bit of support. I'm not really going to be in range as of yet. As here comes a rifles unit from the Ottoman. Start shooting on my flank, finally. Lancers. Oh, that's a massive cav. The old guard has to form square. You see, Imperius is actually combating these charges very, very well so far. I charge my lancers into this rifle unit. Ended up getting fired upon by these infantry, which pretty much obliterates my lancers in a matter of seconds.
Our men are running,
so pretty much
sir.
a worthless charge, and I even said that to Imperius after the battle, that I just wasted one of my lancer units during the battle. Just to try to keep that rifle unit off my flank. Didn't succeed at the best, but apparently this poor, yep, he got shot right in the back line. Poor guy. Now, as of right now, Imperius is holding his flank. And pushing up my light infantry. So pretty much this area right here has been a slaughterhouse. But the French cav is virtually non-existent anymore. And now the Ottomans moving in on my flank. Honestly, I'm in a downhill position, so this isn't going to be the best option.
Mettez-vous à couvert, imbécile!
You can see what Imperius is doing with the Swiss foot, just pushing him right up the hill, because this guy is shooting the hill. But this Swiss foot is just getting obliterated by the Swiss foot. And Imperius decides to charge. A valid charge. And now I'm trying to combat the Ottomans on our flank. Slash my flank. Which is pretty much split off from my main group. But these guys are going to end up getting somewhat slaughtered, but take out one unit almost. Most of these units are going to survive this combat. Imperius has lost a Swiss foot. Is now the French players bringing in a old guard. And here comes the Ottoman cav. I start bringing my Polish Legion.
Our men are running,
So I lose a
sir.
Voltigeur. But as of right now, the French player is starting to falter a little bit. And I'm slowly losing my line. I mean, none of these units are really getting destroyed. As I keep that unit up just to let this unit fall back. And just charge him in. So they're not really going to do much more for me.
Our men are running, sir.
The old guard got charged by Imperius' lancers. So here comes one of my enemies' cav units to support the French player. As of right now, I don't really know what to do. These National Guard are going up against an old guard. It's a poor mix. But I still have 3 cav units remaining up here, but they're going to be for future use in this area. As I push up my line once again, but actually going to get some decent volleys because these are Polish Legion.
The men are fatigued,
I like
sir,
my Polish
and
Legion.
must rest a while.
Square hats. So now the old guard have pushed up his last few remaining old guard. And now the main combat is once again about to start on this flank. Here comes in the French general, right into Imperius' National Guard. And Imperius has lost all of his cav, actually. Now I'm in a shootout with the Ottoman. So it looks to me the French did not want his general to leave the battlefield. So the Ottoman had his cav routed. So as of right now he still has 3 units of cav. And here comes one of them. Silatar Guard. Silatar. My men are currently shooting the hill. That's a micromanaging error. I really should have noticed.
Our men are running, sir.
So actually at this point they're actually starting to beat us. So I'm actually having to move an old guard over. Well, my only old guard. And then here comes another cav unit, the Delhi Horsemen. Which I think I might notice and get them into a square. Yes, I do. But it looks like they're going to bust through that square because that Polish Legion's already very, very weak. As me and Imperius are currently getting outflanked. I'm trying not to split off from him, but I need to keep my main line up here. So I didn't. It was just getting difficult at that point. as these Scimitar Guard are going to finally pretty much rout from the battlefield almost. I still have my old guard firing in square at them. So Imperius is just pretty much trying to fight off whatever's left of the French army over here. Well, his army is pretty much in shambles already. So I'm going to try to reinforce. So you see, now I'm bringing my light infantry over, which for some reason are already exhausted even though they haven't done much. Even though I know it's the desert, I'm not going to argue the fact. Because now I'm rushing some of my infantry from over here over. I think is well needed because of the reinforcement. But as of right now, the French enemy is actually now retreating to the Ottoman. And now I'm basically pushing back my army. And I charge my Polish Legion up against this I always call it Sedit infantry. But Imperius actually still has a decent little chunk of army left, so he's going to be able to reinforce me on my attack against the Ottoman hill. But as at this point, the French no longer exist. There's not really too much more that's going to go on over here. I think that's an enemy Swiss. I know it's not. I just should read the map. The Ogar wasted a few bullets there. Slash musket balls. Now the Ottoman's going to push up a little bit. I had to move my general back. It's actually Marshal Zalt. You usually don't have a specialized general in these battles. You can see my Voltigeurs being idiots and kind of running out into the middle of nowhere and deciding to get shot. So as of right now, there's not really much going on as I'm putting my old guard back in reserve in this Polish Legion. Then I had to actually move the old guard and the Polish Legion over here because I'd be getting outflanked. As I'm pretty sure by this point, Imperius is probably telling me to start pushing up. And that's what I'm going to start doing in a minute, but I first do a Chasseurs HVAL charge. Right next to these light infantry, they're out in the middle of nowhere. Right in the middle of no man's land. Hint the World War I reference. Charge them. I skip off of them. Continue the charge into these infantry. So at this point, the Ottoman force, or basically this little area here, is now gone. Now I can basically begin to focus my entire army over here. I'm going to push up these National Guard and this Polish Legion to take out the remaining unit. See, I'm going to try to charge this Swiss foot, which is actually going to succeed, it looks like. Yes, it's going to succeed. Kill off a few of them. See, now pushing up for my attack against the Ottoman. See, I'm going to lose those Chasseurs. But I still have a Lancer and a Chasseurs HVAL. See, now I'm putting that slow-mo. Let's not push slow-mo now. Putting some volleys into this infantry unit. as this Swiss foot nearly routs, but these chasseurs do rout before the
Our
Swiss
men are
foot
running,
does.
sir!
So the general's bodyguard did come in to save, well, the Ottoman general's bodyguard came in to save the Swiss foot. As I think most of my guys here are also shooting the hill. Another micromanaging error that I should have noticed. Just wasting mini balls on the hill. As the remaining amount of Imperius' army is pushing up the flank. As now I'm starting to push up. Just gonna quickly get rid of this setted infantry. So there they go. And then my main push will begin in a moment. As my Ottoman enemy actually still has one cav unit remaining. That's not going to completely help him at all. But apparently Imperius never noticed this Swiss foot back here. Actually, you'll notice it in a few, if I remember correctly. And you see I'm rushing one of my weak Polish legions up. See, now I'm pushing up my lights. So the final battle is about to begin. I'm pushing up all my units. As there's a Voltigeur volley right into the side of these rifles. As this remaining old guard from the French is going to put some hurt into Imperius' remaining force. You see I'm trying to flank here. This old guard's actually going to be a good asset on the flank. So there goes one of the remaining French units. All that remains is 2 old guard and his general. As there's still a
The men are
decently
fatigued,
full Ottoman
sir,
army up here.
and must rest a while.
He's now making a push, taking some volleys, which hurt a little bit. But my flanking here is going to be a very big problem for the Ottoman. So I'm doing a calf movement as my final 2 units are coming up. You can see these old guard are charging Imperius. Imperius charges general in. Just kind of saving his 18th from the old guard for a moment, though doing a little bit of friendly fire with the ramming of his cav slash general. So I'm charging in my Chasseurs et Cheval. My Polish Legion got shot up a little bit. As I get right into these infantry. An unwise mistake, as he's already lost a rifle unit. So I'm going to be able to rout them. And here comes the Delhi Horsemen, the final remaining Ottoman cav unit. But it's going to get pretty shot up before it gets to the line, but it is going to make it. And it's going to hit my Volts right here. And these are National Guard, so they're not going to be able to form a square. But I do form a square with my Polish Legion, so they're going to get some still fire on them. At this point, I decided to push my old guard up.
Our men are running, sir!
It was a very, very wise decision in the end. All that remains over here is an old guard. So there goes that cav unit, because I still have my 1 remaining cav unit. And my old guard lining up on the flank. And here comes my cav. Right to the flanks of my Polish Legion. And it's an uphill charge. And here they come. So that's gonna rout that rifle unit. And I do another slight line push-up. So I routed that infantry unit. I'm trying to get my line into range. I'm trying to do a charge. But my lancers are going to get pretty well slaughtered. But as my old guard have the flanking fire now against the Ottoman. Is pretty much the French guy is wasting his old guard in a square. It's basically turning into a Waterloo situation. Right there. There goes the old guard. Guess here comes the Ottoman general. This gets ultimately slaughtered before he even gets to reach the line. I don't think he's gonna die. Looks to me as he escapes. As my old guard are just slaughtering the flank here, as the Ottoman is gone, pretty much. There's not even a quarter of his army left, I mean. And then this is going to be almost a full volley from the old guard. Not a full volley, but whatever part of the line hasn't fired yet, it's going to fire now. Two men go down. That is the end of the
A
Ottomans.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
I think he just, it's done. The battle's done. So I hope you guys liked watching this one. Plenty more to come, as we all should know by now. That is it. Is actually the old guard came back from routing, but it's gonna end up routing before anyone gets to it. Just gonna fast forward. Though they were requesting old guard against old guard, but as you can see, morale just drops like a rock, and they rout. So that's the end of this one, you guys. Like I said before, hope you guys liked it. If you want more, comment, like, subscribe. Before we go over the statistics real quick, the old guard doing as much damage as you would always think they would. Most of my units did get a decent amount of kills, but yeah, more to come, you guys. Peace.